Welcome to the Industry Angel Podcast. We hear from the best business minds across the globe, entrepreneurs, social influencers, marketing mavens, and sales rock stars. We've got them all. Here comes your weekly dose of inspiration with your host, Ian Farrar.
Should we bring the two guys in?
I don't know. Does anyone actually want to see Geoff and Nigel?
I know. Well, Geoff's up for it. I can see the two guys in the green room, and Geoff's up for it. But Nigel's eating a penguin. Nigel's stuffing chocolate in his face, and he's wearing a monkey mask as well. do we really want to let these guys loose?
I'm not sure. Can everyone comment? Can you comment if you want to see it, guys? I mean,
well, I think they're just here for us, to be honest, and just an hour banter. They don't want to hear from those two.
Absolutely, I can fill for 2 hours. No problem.
I just did a full day of Phil last week, so yeah, you're right. I can as well. Right? Shall we? You can either be booted out in the form of one of them, where you go, right, or you can have a countdown, and we'll bring them in individually. What would you like to do?
Oh, let's do a crazy bingo style countdown.
Ooh,
let's do that.
I tell you what it is. Look, Nigel has a fan.
Oh, he's one fan.
She doesn't just like Nigel. She loves Nigel. There's a lot of love in the room. He's going wild in the green room. Nigel's going wild. There you go. Look, yeah. Stephen Paul says we're just much better. We'll just stay here. We don't need those two guys. Okay, Laura, let's have a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Who should bring in for? Actually, let's ask the audience. Who do you want to hear? Who do you want to see first? Is it Geoff or is it Nigel? Who should we bring in from the green room first?
I think it's nice to have a bit of competition between the two of them. See who's the most popular. Yeah.
Oh.
Team Geoff.
Team Geoff. Oh, the sumo guy. Sumo is in the film. Oh, who's your favourite speaker though? Sumo guy. Who is it?
Oh, we've got one for Geoff, one for Nigel. No, what?
Nigel. Oh, and another Nigel, and another Nigel. Oh,
right. I think
and another Nigel. Oh, it's going to have to be Nigel. Sorry, Geoff.
Nigel, yeah.
Sorry, Geoff. And there's a no. Oh my God. Oh, look at this.
I think we've started something now.
Okay, let's get on with this. Let's bring Nigel. I'm sure Nigel wants a 5, 4, 3,
2, 1, go.
There he is.
I beat him. I can leave now. Happy man. I'll donate £100. Okay, just because I beat him. That's all that matters. So £100 from me to Grace House.
Well done. Well done.
So much.
Till someone else donates £100. Okay.
Well, I'm sorry, John. It wasn't alphabetical. Nigel clearly won that one by a country mile. And even look at this. Zoe's a huge fan of yours, Nigel. If you prepped her before you came on.
Let me tell you, my people love me. If Geoff just had a bit more celebrity service and he treated them well, he'd also be getting people voting for him. And the best bit is he can't join in. And I know he must be so gutted right now.
But he's fuming. He's fuming in the back. I'm going to bring him in. And so we've had Nigel Risner. Some would say irritational, some would say motivational, but we would say Nigel is the zookeeper who manages people's zoos. But we've also got the creator of celebrity service, keynote speaker, fellow stand dancer, fellow Sunderland fan, all the way from like about 3 miles down the road, Geoff Ramm. Did you do?
Much love in the house for you, Geoff. Not much love in the room.
I'm not surprised. You know, this
huge crescendo, and then it just tailed off for you.
Thanks for that. Appreciate it. Great.
I tried my hardest.
Cheers.
Yeah, Geoff. Take that, Geoff. Boom.
You raise funds and kick me for an hour because I could.
Well, that's the. It's not our show; it's the audience's show. So, do you want us to kick Geoff for an hour? You raise funds.
It's a shame we can't throw things at him from here.
Oh well, it was only down the road. I can probably reach him from. Actually, I could get there, slap him, and run back.
I know what time you now run. I'll be behind the ball.
Are you going to clap for me? Right. On the subject of kicking out, Laura, should we boot ourselves out of this?
Yes, I think that's a good idea.
And let these guys take over. Okay, Laura, well,
have it.
You're going to come back later on.
Yes.
Maybe you can just say bye. Is that okay?
Yep, absolutely.
Okay, good stuff. Right, okay. There you go. Laura's out of the room. Christina says, are there any other choices?
Notice that, Ian, you weren't even up for that. They didn't even mention you. So you weren't even involved in that.
On that note, I'm going to kick myself out. So I'm going to hang in the green room, everybody. I'll be managing comments. If you do drop donations, I'll be dropping you a nice little thank you as the guys go. That's me then, yeah?
But Ian, seriously, I'm donating £100 because the audience obviously want to be more than Geoff. If you want to ask a question, we want a donation. If you want a special story, we want a donation. And this is all done for one purpose and one person only. It's for one purpose. It's to help Grace House. We're trying to raise as much money as we can to give children a help, to support them, to give parents a support. I've got a kid who's had a disability 30 odd years ago. He's got mild cerebral palsy. So I know why these places mean so much. So let's see how much we can donate. And if everyone just puts a little bit in their pocket to support a charity that's losing so much for donations, this will really help.
Good stuff. But what we'll do then, we'll do, you guys take the floor for an hour and a bit. And then what we'll do is I'll come back in and we'll take about half an hour or so questions and answers. And the viewers can ask anything they want, hopefully, about their business, about their career, whatever it is. And but we'll ask for a donation, yeah?
It's got to be donations.
Okay, good stuff. Right, on that note, I'm going to kick myself out. And what? Oh, shall I stay? Shall I stay?
Let's go.
Thank God for that. That was just like painful. So, Geoff, let me ask you a question, Geoff.
Go for it.
222. Why did you get involved with this project, and why did you bring me in to support you on this project?
I was asked.
So that's it. That's a quick answer.
I was just asked. So Ian and I I was on Ian's podcast a couple of weeks ago, and we had half an hour of fun and ideas and sharing some stuff. And Simon Britton, he contacted me about 11 o'clock that night. An email came pinging through, and you know what the email is going to be like when the word cheeky is mentioned. He said, "Hi Geoff, I heard you on Ian's podcast this morning. I hope you don't mind this cheeky email." I was like, oh, where's he going? Where's he going with this? He said, I'm a part of Grace House, who I know, and they're a few miles away, but I don't know them. I've never met them really. And so I'm a part of Grace House. Funding has pretty much come to a halt. But, the care and the children's needs haven't. They still need the support. Would you like to be on a webinar? And what we'll do, we'll sell tickets to my accountant colleagues and friends around the world, and they can donate cash. You be on the webinar, do the stuff free of charge. All the money goes to Grace House. I said, and I emailed back. I went, absolutely, I would love to. I said, actually, let's go one step further. Let me bring in my perfect partner, Nigel Risner. I said
he couldn't turn up, so you got me involved.
Well, he'll be voted first when we do the countdown. And I said, what we do is, I said, so I speak on celebrity service. That's what I do. And I said, but Nigel's one of the best coaches, one of the best speakers in the world on impact, on leadership, on communications. And I said, but a few years ago we came up with this double act, as it were, on stage at conferences, at events, called The Perfect Day. I said, why don't I'll bring him in. And we had a chat. He said, "Oh no, I know Nigel. I've seen you both." I said, "Sorry." I said, "We saw you both last year at Heathrow. I was in the audience when you did this." He said, "If you two guys would do this, it would mean the world." I said, "This is what we'll do." So first rule of thumb was somebody asked, then I asked you. We make it happen. Here we are live, raising valuable funds. We just said yes. And when let's.
Are you getting as much money for this event as I am?
Yeah, I'm getting more.
You're getting more. So you're getting minus £50, right?
This is our third conference today, right? So we went back to two of our amazing clients, came to us and said, can you help inspire the teams? Give us 30 minutes of nuggets, tips, ideas, stories. let's lift everybody up 1%. And we just said, yes, when? So this is our third conference, and it's just a brilliant way to end the week.
But isn't it amazing that the minute we knew it was about children and supporting kids, and we're both parents, that the first was, what do we need to do? What time have we got? And we'll share some ideas. But I think what we should do is let people know what we call a perfect day, how we came about our perfect day. Yeah. Because we've both had some issues over the last couple of years, and why the perfect day is more important than ever.
Yeah. So the perfect day is exactly what it is. Can we create the perfect day, even today? Can we create the perfect day for ourselves, for our teams, and for our customers and clients? So how do we create that perfect day? So what we did, we created this concept, this brand, as it were, and that we've spoke about this all over Europe and the UK. The very first aspect of the perfect day, to have the perfect day, is to have a perfect partnership. Have a perfect partnership. Now, yes, we have had issues. So you go for it first, Nigel. Let's just have 12 months of Nigel Risner. And how did the perfect partnership affect you?
Well, let's just go back to the very beginning of it. When I first said to you in November 2016, I've got an idea that maybe we can do some things for our clients, and we hadn't got the title at that moment in time. And let's ask one of my clients, Ian Holden of TSK, hopefully he's listening, or some of his team are. Let's see if they'll let us try something out. And we did one event, December the 6th. And then I had my mad European moment.
That was in Manchester.
Yeah, Manchester to Burnley to Latvia to Leeds to London in a week. And of course, if you do that type of work, eventually your brain goes. And I had a brain aneurysm on the 22nd of December. And my whole work for January and part of February was just going to be cancelled. And I remember thinking, oh my God, what am I going to do? And because I knew I had a perfect partner, and the key word here is I had a perfect partner who I trusted, I just gave my whole diary to you. And for the 2 or 3 dates you couldn't do, to a guy called Steve Head and another speaker to say, will you take my work on? And when you've got a perfect partner that you trust, you don't have to worry about, are they going to steal your clients and everything else? You just say, off you go. And I remember crying one afternoon for a major event where I said, I think I might be able to do it. And my wife even speaking to you to say, look, you've got to persuade him not to do it. And I went, I'll just pretend it's a coffee meeting.
You still had bandages around your head.
Well, and it was pretty serious stuff. You have a brain aneurysm and all the rest.
Well, I remember we were in Centre Parks. So you were going down into theatre, and I was still on the phone to you. You were still on the phone. The drip was going in your arm, and you're like, yeah, we'll have something.
5, 4, 3, 2.
It's the only time you've been quiet.
Yeah, I think that's why I had a second brain aneurysm, which we'll talk about a bit later on. But if you've got a business, and especially times like today, you have to have partners. You must have partners that you can support and have other people working with you, because that phrase is you have to do it by yourself and you can't do it alone. You've got to have trusted partners. And as you know, you then did lots of work in that January 2017, much more than you probably planned.
Yeah.
All of those clients then invited me back in 2018, partly because you didn't do a great job, but for the other really reason is that they wanted to support me back as a trusted partner.
Yeah.
And then if you remember later on, 2 years on, what happened to you, Geoff?
It happened to me, but it wasn't. Yeah, it was Haley. So last year she had breast cancer. She's fine. She's good now. But we went through the most traumatic, horrific time of our lives. Haley had an incredible operation. She's fully recovered. But that pocket of time, those weeks into months of tests and retests and appointments and waiting, you remember the drive to the hospital. You remember the drive to the hospital. You know how much it is per hour that you got to put in. These things all, and it's just the most. And it was horrific. But she's good. She's fine. She's brilliant. Do you
remember when you rang me with that date?
Yeah, but there was so I had a conference. And the client, I think the client had already paid, and it was through a bureau, it was through an agent. And it was this date was the date that we got the news, the big news. And I just called the bureau and I said, I can't be there. And it's the only time I've ever not been at an event. I said, of all the times in the world, this is the one date. And we couldn't move the speech to the day before, the day after. It had to be a specific time. And I said, I physically can't do it. And they said, why not? And I had to tell them. And they were all in a bit of a spin. I says, but don't worry. I says, I've got the perfect partner to come in to deliver the perfect keynote on something very, very similar to what I do, high energy, interactive. And she went, oh. And all of a sudden, we put the client and the agent's minds at ease. And I said, Nigel, I said, I've already spoke to him. He can do the date, he can do this stuff. Oh, what do we do about just it's done. It's done. And for us, and it wasn't just look, it wasn't, let's be honest, it wasn't just covering each other's events. That's the business side of stuff where you do with a partner. But it's that, how's things, what you're doing. But actually, and Haley would say this all the time, you know, you weren't messaging us and I wasn't messaging you and Fran saying, how's things, how are you feeling today? Did you have a good night? Did you sleep all right? It was none of that stuff. We were just sending memes and jokes and stuff and to raise.
Geoff, someone's just said Haley is amazing, and I think, Geoff, you should donate £50 because that's your accountant who said that. Okay. So,
yeah. He knows what I've got.
Not anymore.
No, that's it.
But there's that point that when you have a perfect partnership, you don't have to worry about what the other one's doing. You just can trust them. You just know they can deliver.
And that one person. So we and this is the thing about partnership: the trust. And when things go wrong, right? Imagine if something went wrong in the world at the minute, for example. But when things go wrong, it's like who can you pick up the phone to? Who can you message? And you're going to get that truth. You're going to get that idea. You're going to get that inspiration, that support. But it's not just me and you. I mean, me and you were very tight on this. And we speak after every event. How did it go? What can we improve? And we're always looking to improve each other. We support each other's families. But just for anybody listening now, thinking, have I got a perfect partner? Yes. But we also have a perfect group. We have a wonderful speaker mastermind group called Top Guns. They are on our WhatsApp. And we have 3 other amazing speakers who we just constantly speak to. We update, we share stuff, and we look after each other. So we can have a perfect partnership and perfect partnerships.
And we've got one of them, I think, Paul, who's listening, who's had some illnesses. We've supported him with fun stuff, checked in, because that's what it's about.
Mr. Zookeeper, yeah, absolutely.
That's what Brent's house is about. It's not just supporting parents or friends, it's supporting a community. And that's why we're so precious about doing this event, especially for this weekend, to make sure they get money to keep doing the phenomenal job they're doing.
We've done 2 today. I did a conference yesterday. You've done a few this week. Our webinars and inquiries for webinars and doing stuff for teams has gone through the roof, which is lovely. This is the one. This is
we've been keeping the last 2 weeks getting ready for this. Yeah. Because if you've got a perfect partnership, what do you need next, Geoff?
Are we doing this? Are we doing this properly?
Yeah, we're going to do it a little bit properly. I think we should. But I think people should be donating to find out the next bit of the perfect.
I'll tell you what. Just a Mark calling Orson. Do we have any fund updates? Do we have a total that you could flash on the screen, Ian? Do we have anything you could flash?
He's probably not even listening. He's probably bored now.
Beard or something. But if we've got any donations put in, anybody will say hello to you. And hang on. 763. I don't know if that's 70. Is that £76? £763 so far. That's pretty cool.
Okay, only 10,000 to go. So we're on a roll here. On a roll. Okay.
That's great. Thank you for everybody who's donated so far. So, perfect partnership. We need this. We need that support around us, and now more than any other time. But I want to show you, I want to share with you now, both Nigel and I, the big section of the perfect day is creating the perfect experience for your team, but also the perfect experience for your customers and your clients. not just now, but 3 months ago, in 3 years' time? What does the perfect experience look like? Nigel, over to you. Do you want to share a story about the perfect experience, something recent?
Well, I'm gonna have to do my hotel experience story because it just makes me laugh and it makes me smile. But it's an experience where you're working with a client and then they bring you into their event and you think that's great. So I was in Israel last March and I flew from Israel to Vienna, and in my normal style, as you know, Geoff, I left Israel at 6 a.m. I got to Vienna about 9:30 and I'm speaking at 11 o'clock. And in my normal way, I said, I must have a shower before I speak.
Remind me again of those aneurysms and how they came about.
Yeah, well, it's kind of like doing too much, but we're not going to do this because my wife might be listening, and I promised I'll never do that again. But I've arrived in Vienna. I've got rushed through. I turn up in this hotel, and I go straight to my room to have a shower. And on my bed, just waiting for me, was something remarkable, which I shouldn't have done this. And I'm hoping the police aren't watching this, even though they're one of my clients. There was a pillow, and on that pillow was my name.
Wow.
Now, it's not a big deal, but it made an enormous deal to me. It left an impression on my heart. Most people don't steal the pillowcase. They definitely don't steal the pillow as well when you've only got hand luggage. And it's embarrassing when you're leaving the hotel and they don't even question it when it's under your stomach. They obviously just thought I was pregnant or something. But I took it out because it meant so much. And then I found out that the housekeepers do it themselves by asking reception every day, who's checking into the hotel and can we do something that will make them feel special, that it will give them a perfect experience, that would make them feel a little bit different. And we're talking about housekeepers going down to reception. It wasn't an idea from leadership. It was just something they enjoy doing. So every guest, well, I thought I was special. I thought it was just for me. But I then found out that everyone gets a pillowcase with their name on. It's a bit like the T-shirt that I'm wearing because the event was being sponsored, but I've got a Grace House T-shirt on. And it's just an extra. Obviously, they didn't have one to fit you, Geoff. Obviously, mine's super medium, small, not. But it just makes you feel special when something's personalized for you. It doesn't cost a lot, but it means a lot. Now, I'm sure you're going to up my story because I just thought a pillowcase was okay.
Those housekeepers have been empowered. They've been given independence by whoever to think, do, and take an action.
And that's because what this hotel have done, they've employed nice people who've got a good attitude that may not be trained. And what I'm always telling people who I work with, and I coach clients, and I've worked with 2 million people over the last 20 years, hire nice people and then train them to do the job. Don't hire really educated people who aren't nice. Because you can't train nice. You can't teach people love. You either have it in you or you don't.
Yeah.
So these housekeepers really get a kick out of doing this. But tell me what your story is, because I'm sure you're going to up mine, because Geoff Ramm, the world's greatest storyteller, is going to put me down to shame.
Right. I'm going to freak everybody out now, because this now, it sounds so, it just sounds like a history lesson now, okay? So,
yeah, hold on. Are they going to pay us any money? That 763 is shite. We want proper money for your story.
Gone up in 10 minutes. Obviously, the pillowcase wasn't a great thing.
I thought it was a good story. Obviously not.
A mattress story. Do you know what I mean? Come on. So, this. Honestly, this sounds so ancient now. Okay, so I had an event. Do you remember Peter? The training company in Portsmouth.
Oh, the one we did. That's the apprenticeship. Yeah. Someone's just said not the old airline story. Yeah, they want some proper stuff.
No, not that one, man. Not that one. Not the old one. So I took a flight on Flybe. Right? It sounds ancient. Yeah.
Yeah.
Newcastle to Eastleigh, taxi to Portsmouth, and I was speaking at Peter, but they put me up at Village Hotels, Village Hotel in Portsmouth. So you check in. And
one of the Village people.
Sorry?
Are you one of the Village people? Are you the bald man in the Village people?
I work with the Village people. So I've got my key card. I'm walking down the corridor. Okay. Now there's like what 30, 40 rooms. Okay, long corridor, and I knew my room was at the very end because on the door.
Here we go. You're always going to have to up me at one, aren't you? Here we go.
Right. On the door was this light, and it's a 3D light. So this hanging on the door, and it was lit up, and all the rest of it. And I just started laughing. Halfway down the corridor, I started laughing because I knew it was me. They didn't know. Well, they knew I was coming, but I didn't tell them. So they must have just clocked the name. Now, I've worked with their leadership teams. I've worked with their general managers, but it was about a year ago. So this was even more recent. So I burst out laughing, but I opened the door. Right.
Here we go. Up the story. Come on, let's go for it.
On the bed. You ready? Okay.
Just stop there for a second, because everyone needs to know that Geoff is the biggest Star Wars fan in the world. And if you can see some of the pictures behind his head, they're all signed pictures because they're a little bit nuts.
Are you ready for this? So, okay.
Ooh.
No. Let me keep going.
Don't tell me you took your kids as well.
I wish I had more kids.
Well, you've got time. You're not busy.
When I walked in, saw that, burst out laughing. What's the first thing you do when you have an experience like that? You take a photograph, you share it on social media, you put it in future books and publications, live events now, raising money for Grace House. You talk about the people who do amazing things.
But you know what's interesting? The minute you checked into the hotel, or even when your name came up, some of the hotel staff may have gone, Geoff Ramm, let's go online, let's go on social media, let's find a bit of his social footprint. And they then realize, we know this guy, we go on his Facebook. It is a bit of Facebook stalking, but for every hairdresser, I mean, I know you'll find it hard to believe with this haircut, but every hairdresser that works with their clients, and my hairdresser's been working with my wife for 30 odd years. Nothing annoys me more than going to a hairdresser and they say, tea or coffee? I've been drinking Diet Coke for the last 20 years at my hairdressers, but I still get asked because nobody's thought to remember to write it on a card.
Yeah.
When I leave, nobody says to me, look, I think with your wings of your hair coming out here, you need another haircut in 4 weeks' time. If you really were professional and you serviced your clients well and you looked after your clients, they would automatically return because they feel valued. I mean, how many people have you shared your pillow story with?
A few.
So you've done what, 60 countries in the last 5 years? You've done 1 million people, whatever. You probably haven't shared many of your travel lodge hotel experiences because they haven't been that great. I mean, Paul McGee, who's listening to this with us, who's one of our Top Gun speakers, he probably stays in more Premier Inns. I thought his name was Lenny at first, but he takes a picture of every Premier Inn he goes to. And why do people go to a Premier Inn? Because they guarantee you a good night's sleep. Yeah. Why do people go to village hotels? Because they offer that personalised service.
Just on hotels. Question for you and anybody else listening here, just a bit of interaction. You ready? When you check, if anybody's checked into a DoubleTree, Hilton DoubleTree, what do you get on check-in? What do you get? Don't shout out. Everybody, we have some answers across the. Everybody.
They're not that bright, this group here, so we'll have to help them out.
The toilet, he'll be somewhere. So,
let's see if Alfie Joey knows the answer. But if he gives us an answer, he's got to pay. He's got to give us the answer and pay, and then we'll do a shout out to his radio station.
So what do you get when you go to a DoubleTree Hilton? All right, what's the thing that when you check in? Go on, Nigel. Put us out of misery. Go on.
A chocolate biscuit.
You get a cookie, don't you? You get
Suzanne's got it right. She's got it right. Well done, Suzanne.
That must be £10 for the charity. Yeah, Julie. Hello, Julie. Right. So that's good. Now there's Paul. Fantastic. Oh, look, hello, Caroline. Hello.
I love that. A warm cookie. Even better. Even better, Glenn. Well done.
Hello, Glenn. Good friend of ours. Stephen Paul. Is he drunk? Is he drinking early?
Club biscuits. How old is he? If you like a lot of chocolate on your biscuit, join our club.
Right. Okay.
I couldn't do that singing because otherwise we'll end up doing what we did for that other client.
Well, yeah. Yeah. Karaoke. So so One Cookie, that's their thing. And for years, Nigel, I thought that was the greatest thing until recently. And a hotel brand that we know of, a brand new hotel brand called Voco. And I believe there's 8 hotels. There's going to be 10 very soon in the UK. And what they do on check-in, so I thought the One Cookie was the thing. But what they do is you also get a treat. Okay? You also get a treat.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
But depending on which hotel you are, in which city you're in, you get a different treat. But the ingredients are all to do local. So the Solihull Hotel, which is near Bourneville, they will have elements of the chocolate in their treats. There you go. It's a great idea, the One Cookie. How can we take that idea further to have an even greater experience so people talk about this rather than that? So that's.
But what's interesting, Geoff, is they're leveraging up and doing my normal opening line, which is how do you have at least 5% more success in somewhere in your life? How do you elevate what you're doing by 5%? So this year, I decided, we were going to try and support some of our clients with chocolate, and we had bars, bearing in mind that I'm all about animals. I thought I was really clear that I like Cadbury's chocolate until one of my clients sent me Bourneville. Now, I sent the others back because I couldn't understand why they didn't listen to me. But the key to that message is if you listen to your clients, they will tell you what people want. Yeah. So if you go back to a Voco hotel and you've said you like those, there'll be an extra portion in your hotel room. If you don't like chocolate, they'll find something else because it's about maintaining and surpassing what clients really want. Because the only way you're going to survive, especially over the next couple of months, and this COVID-19 is a shock for a lot of people, but it's really going to show people up and how they act for their clients. Because what are you going to do different to be remembered to be what we call a champion in people's minds? Because that's the only way people are going to survive.
When we do this live to audiences, Nigel, as you know, it's a longer session. It can be up to an hour and a half or 2 hours. When it's a much longer session, when we talk about creating the perfect experience, we get ideas from the audience, what they're doing. So we share those ideas, but we also have a little challenge where we try and improve still what they're doing, which is a great deal of fun. Just before we leave the experience, I want to keep on this just for a little bit longer because we have got some good time. Oh, we broke £800. That's good.
I know, but I want 1,000 now because we've just, Glenn Webster said, a shout out for my book. I'll do a proper shout out for your book if you donate some money. I'm sorry, I'm getting nasty now. I'm getting nasty. I'm getting tough. I'm going to do a Bob Geldof in a minute. Where's your money? Where's your money? I'll leave the F word out. We want your money now.
Nigel, do you have your little green bag to hand? Do you want? I would love. Have you? You must have your. Do you want to tell your experience story? That when you do this on stage, I just think it's.
Make something up. Keep going. Keep talking. Keep talking.
All right. We'll be needing that sort of while.
Keep talking, yeah. There you go. Keep talking. There you go. I found it.
Right. Ladies and gentlemen, this is for me one of Nigel's favourite stories. For me, it is. It's all about the experience, and so many of you watching this right now, it will resonate with. Nigel, take it away.
So very often I ask people, is there a business they admire? Is there something they like? So one of the businesses that obviously people admire is like Apple or Amazon and lots of businesses. And what can you learn from them? And one of the businesses that I really admire, and if I'll tell you what I can do. I'll show this bag to the group and just see if you can quickly type if you know which brand this is. Okay, it's only going to be up for a second. Anyone know what that is? Let's see how quickly someone can come up and tell me what brand that was. I'm not going to continue till someone tells me. No one knows. Okay, brilliant. No one's interested in this story. Excellent. So I'll continue before, but I'm always looking to see a business. Oh, well done, Michaela. That's going to cost you £10. Oh, Hayley Ramm, £50.
Oh, brilliant. We're £100 down now.
Andrew Spink, what do you know? Fortnum and Mason. Who are you? What's that about? Okay. So if you buy something from Tiffany, does anybody know what they do different to most other businesses? Because whether you buy something for £5 or £20 or £5,000, 95% of women all do the same thing, and they keep the bag. But they don't just keep that bag, they keep this bag. And they don't just keep that bag, they keep the box. And they don't just keep the box, they keep the little pouch. But where do they keep the bags? Geoff, where do you think most women keep their bags?
On the left-hand side, top left hand in the wardrobe.
I'm hoping you've seen that from Hayley, that she's still got it. You don't know anyone else's bedrooms. That's the whole thing, because Hayley's listening to this. You see, why do you think women keep the box, the bag, forever? I mean, literally, they even keep the ribbon. Why do you think people do that?
It's everything. Oh, hang on.
Oh, hold on. There's a little hand there.
Look at this.
That's either Grace, that's Elliot, or it could even be Hayley. Who is it? Show your face.
We'll wave and say hi.
Hi.
Yay! So you found it. And where did you find the box, Grace?
Where was the box?
In Mum's drawer.
Oh. So the reason why Hayley has probably kept it is because of the experience
Donate.
created.
Donate.
Very good.
Thank you.
But they've kept it because of the experience and how it made them feel when they got the gift. What do most people do when they receive a gift? I mean, nobody ever goes out with a Tiffany bag. It's not like a bag for life. They don't do it for any other reason. But every time they open up their cupboard and they see that bag, that experience and that feeling, and it's called a dopamine hit for the neuroscientists who are watching this. Our brain goes into overdrive and a chemical release of dopamine, and we remember how it makes us feel. So the question is, what could you create for your clients that's the equivalent of a Tiffany bag? And whether you're a hairdresser like Michaela, or an accountant like Stephen, or Zoe, who's an estate agent, or Hayley Ramm, who runs Geoff Ramm's Life, what are you going to do to create an experience that get remembered not just today, tomorrow, next month, but for years to come?
Yeah, I love the story, and I just from an experience, because okay, question for you, Nigel, and I don't have any carrier bags. It's interesting, you'd never see somebody in Asda get the Tiffany bag out to put the beans in. You know,
but they don't do something else without getting too deep. They don't bring last week's shopping when they come this week. Okay. So what I really mean for this, because this is going to be a bit deep, but I just think we need to for a minute. If you want to create your future, you must complete your past. So don't take last week's old shopping with you and put new stuff on. Let go of some of these negative stories, this negative news, all that. I nearly swore there. I promised I wouldn't. Let go of some of that nastiness and have a fresh approach to life, so that when you go shopping, you've got your Tiffany experience in your head, not some bad service story, even though we like to remember it and regurgitate it.
Yeah. Can you remember, it was January when the world was good. January this year, I travelled down on a Sunday afternoon. We had chicken soup at your place.
Obviously, it must have been Friday.
With some lovely bread. And but the very next day, I was going to, now you'll remember this, but I wonder if anybody watching this will actually know the answer, because this is interesting. I went to visit. So the client of mine booked me for their conference. But what I wanted to do a week before the event, I wanted to test out their experience. It is the #1 rated attraction in the world. And whenever I ask this question, Disney. It's got to be Disney. And I say no. And the number 1 rated attraction.
Well, hold on. Let's see how quickly they can come up with something. So North London-ish. It's that area.
Heathrow, though. I could have been flying. You never know.
Still North London-ish.
Ish. So the number 1 rated attraction in the world.
Oh,
there we go. Well done, Julie. Thank you very much. So
that's £20. Thank you.
So Warner Brothers contacted me and said, we've read your book. We've seen some of your videos. Can you come and speak at our staff conference? We have 500 colleagues.
Legoland.
Oh, let me do Legoland. That'd be good. Warner Brothers contacted me and I said, yeah, fantastic. And we had the date. The date was set. And it's in Watford. So it's literally around the corner from you, Nigel. So I stayed at Nigel's house, the perfect bedroom, the perfect breakfast. And then off I went.
We're getting a little blue plaque outside our house. Geoff slept here.
So now my expectations. Now I'm more sort of Skywalker than Hufflepuff, if you know what I mean. Harry Potter I've seen, but I'm not a huge fan. But it's a phenomenon. It's a global phenomenon. Now the experience. If you are number 1 in your field, the expectations are incredibly high. You've got to go in and be stunned, right? So I went there not as I don't do mystery shops, but I observe, and there's a difference. I observe. I just want to spot. Get into the car park, and an experience starts not at the front door, not with the very first person you speak to. It starts way before then. So before I've even got there, I enter the car park. I've got to show you this now. I know there's some very clever people on Zoom and Skype and all this type of stuff, and they quickly flick the picture, screen. Old school. I printed this out. You ready? This is the cone.
Oh, well done, cone. Well done. Cone.
This is for any Harry Potter fans. If you've not been, right, this is Warner Brothers, the studio tour. That is the cone in the car park. And for any Harry Potter fans now, that is stunning. Absolutely stunning. I came across 4 or 5 people throughout the tour who were incredible, but the experience started from the outset. Now, when we were queuing up to get in, now, of course, nowadays, you have to get searched, top to bottom. There was a lady in front of me. She had 2 children on her arms, and she had a baby around her neck, okay? Her husband was getting her bag checked on the other table. I'm just behind her. So she's getting... Just as she was passing, one of the security guards just leant over the table and said, just so you know, if you need it, there's baby changing facilities on your first right. He just spotted that she had a baby, right? That's all. He didn't have to say a word. There's signs everywhere. But one of the greatest things that I saw from Warner Brothers, the studio tour, is staff took a step forward. They took a step forward and they engaged.
But they hired well by hiring someone who was nice,
yes.
Not someone who was qualified in tourism.
Yes.
You hire well and you look for niceness, if that's a word, you're halfway there.
Yeah. Okay, very quickly now. Now, perfect day. Within the perfect day, we have a perfect partnership. We know that, and I hope everybody sort of is looking to get a perfect partnership right now if they haven't already got one. We create the perfect experience, but often when people are listening to us on stage, they say, well, that's great, but how do we get the perfect experience for us? If I'm an accountant, if I've got a car dealership, if I've got a retail store, how do I get the perfect experience? Because you can listen to great stories, but there'll be people on this call thinking, well, I don't have a Harry Potter place and I don't sell jewelry. I haven't got the Tiffany brand. So at this point of proceedings, ladies and gentlemen, this is where Nigel and I will deliver our perfect idea. And this is very interactive. Now we want to introduce you to the technique for you to go and do with your teams. Whether
you have to slow it down, Geoff, because it's very, very complicated. It's a very complicated process. So slow it down. Slow it down for them.
Okay. The perfect idea. How do you create the perfect idea? So after this call, You want to create the perfect experience for a customer, a client, a member of staff, internally, externally. Get your team on Skype or on Zoom, get them all on there, and you give them the 120 challenge. The 120 challenge. 120 seconds, which is 2 minutes. You pull out of a customer on your database or a member of team who maybe has a birthday next week, and you say, how do we create a greater experience for this company, for this person, for our teammate? You set the challenge of what can we do, and you can set a challenge of £5. You can't spend any more than £5. But you only give your team 2 minutes, 120 seconds to come up with the ideas. What you will find when you come up with the perfect idea, and when we do this interactively, the rooms that we speak in just lift. It's the biggest, loudest room at any conference. When you set this challenge, your team just get to work. Their brains just go, oh, we can do this. Should we do this? Should we do that? And you will create a list, a huge list of ideas. Now, some of those ideas, Nigel, might be illegal. Don't do them. Some of those ideas,
but they are fun.
Some of those ideas might not work as you think, oh, maybe we'll do that next year. I promise you this, and this is through my own experience over the last 11 years. But when Nigel and I have done this on the perfect day, it generates fresh, creative, innovative ideas. What's your experience? Can you remember doing this in? Can you remember doing this in Riga, in Latvia?
Well, let's just go back. Latvia did start well, if you remember. Do you remember? So just to let people know, so Geoff lives in Newcastle, I live in London, and we decided we're going to fly together to Latvia. And then literally 3 weeks before the event, I get an event in Newcastle. So I'm now speaking in Newcastle in the morning, and Geoff is flying to Latvia before me. And I've said, don't worry, I will sort the hotels out. Now, this is when having the perfect partner sometimes doesn't work, because I have said to him, I will sort out the hotel. Now,
where were we staying?
Riga-ish.
No. So I get that. So Nigel, I'm going to be there 7 hours before you. Thanks for that same flight. I said, where are we staying? I've sorted it yet, but where are we staying? Because there's a few hotels in Riga. Radisson Blu. Get yourself to the Radisson Blu. That's where the conference is being held. Arrived at the Radisson Blu. Fantastic. Checked in. Got to my room. Had 7 hours. Brilliant. And then Nigel arrives at midnight. And so the next morning we have breakfast. And with this hotel's pretty small. How many people are they expecting? About 1,000. Flipping heck. So we just went up to the reception and said, can we have a look at the room? This was about 6:30 in the morning. What room?
I think it was even later, by the way. I think you're being a little bit a bit out of integrity there. 7:30.
I said, what room, sir? I said, the event room. We don't have one. I said, no, you do. I said, my perfect partner. He organised it. The conference is being held at the Radisson Blu. There's 2 Radisson Blus, sir.
But here's the problem. That if you ask a monkey, which is what I am, and I'll talk just a little bit about communication styles, that if you have the wrong animals in your partnership, you need to check it out. Geoff and I are slightly lucky that we are both married to elephants. Now, let me just rephrase that, because they're probably listening to this conversation. They are size 8 and 10s, but they are vast elephants in their thinking. So Geoff and I, we don't really do that much detail. Latvia is all we need to go to a hotel, to a country. If it's Scotland, that's enough information. Edinburgh is a clue. Near the zoo is a clue. But what you've got to make sure is you've got the right people in your team who can provide support and information for you. So Geoff kind of relied on me because I'm his perfect partner. The problem is I don't do detail. Geoff just said, well, if you've booked it, that'll be fine by us. So if you want to have a perfect day, you need a perfect team. So you need the right animals in your zoo, and you need to become, and this is very cool, you're going to like this hat, Geoff. Just got them. You need to wear a special zookeeper hat, because you need to make sure you are looking after the people in your team.
Yeah.
so that you don't end up in the wrong city, which we've both done, at the wrong hotel 2 hours before the event. But we got there in the end because monkeys always get there in the end. But we do have fun when we do these 2-minute challenges because Zoe's just asked, what animal is Geoff? Well, he didn't think he was a monkey, but he's morphed into a monkey the more time he spends with me. He's a little bit more anal than I am because sometimes he actually prints out an airline ticket because he doesn't trust me.
So from the perfect team, the perfect idea. This is the technique that everybody can go away with. Pick a client, pick a customer, pick a member of the team, but get your team on the call. Get your team certainly now on the Zoom call and say, right, how can we deliver the perfect experience? What can we send that's going to put a massive smile on their face, that is going to make them think of us today, tomorrow, for the next 30 years? What can we do for less than a $5? Nigel, can I show you something? Well, I'm going to tell everybody what everybody can do right now for their clients, okay? So take your 10 best clients. Now, you want to...
Have you got 10, Geoff? Have you got 10 clients?
6 plus VAT.
Okay.
10.
Michaela's just asked, is Geoff a ram? Very good. If you get my new book, Michaela, get my new book, you will find we have a special section because we've got new animals in our zoo, and one of them is a ram. And rams are male, traditionally, obviously. They're belligerent, obviously. They don't really like the new world. They don't like Zoom. They don't like all this fancy technology. So, yeah, we do have... He is a bit of a ram, but he's not really. Off you go, Geoff.
You talk about zookeeping. You talk about, the elephants and the dolphins and the lions. The elephant in the room right now is what we're living through right now. The perfect day, it's not so easy now. It's not so easy if you think like that. But these techniques, we're talking about creating ideas and experiences for clients and teams alike. There's so many things we can still do to create that incredible experience. And I want to share a couple of things that I'm doing, and indeed we're doing. Let's do this now. What we are doing in this time right now to spend our time giving back and doing stuff. Now the Grace House charity event is one, but when this started out, I decided. Haley said this 4 weeks ago now. She said, our grandkids are they're gonna come to us in 30 years' time and say, Grandma, Granddad, what did you do during Corona 2020? We're doing this project at school. We finished World War II, we finished the sinking of the Titanic, and now we're on to Corona 20. What did you do during that time? And I came up with this phrase, as you saw, Nigel, the other day, and I said, look, just be proud of what you did in the time that you had. That's all I said. Just be proud of what you had.
Share that again.
Be proud of what you did in the time that you had.
Good.
Now, that could be survival. That could just be feeding yourself. It could be homeschooling. It could just be whatever it may be. It could be helping a neighbor. It could be. And when Haley said that, it really spurred me on. I thought, what do I want to look back on in 20, 30 years' time? And if Grace Elliott's children turn to me, I want to say, amongst other things, homeschooling, playing football, having some fun, watching Disney Plus and all this type of stuff, I want to say, I wrote this. And I set out 4 weeks ago to write my 4th book, the follow-up to Celebrity Service. But what I did and what I'm doing is I'm reaching out to my clients and saying, how's things? Can I help? Do you want to, I'm here. If you want me, I'm here. And we've done this with a few of our clients. We're doing webinars right now. We're doing this for the charity. But can we help? Because we're still speakers. We've still got content and ideas and stories to share. We're just delivering it a little bit differently now. But what can we do to help your team? And one of the things I've done for the clients is actually say, do you want to be in the book?
Very clever. You know what's really clever about that, Geoff?
What's that?
How big is it buying your books?
Never thought of that. That's a good one. But I just went back and honestly, in response I've had is, you've just made my day. You've made my week. We're going to be in your book. I can't believe it. And it's a wonderful thing to do, to sort of say, right, now you and I both did this. How can we help our clients in this time? Okay, well, how can we do? Another thing I did is, and I've done this for years, postcards. I write postcards. I handwrite to every single client, send this out, little personal message on the bottom. We can all do this. You know, that days of pressing one button and sending to 1,000 of your customers.
It
was rubbish to begin with, and it still is. But now we have the time to do something a little bit more personal. So I celebrated, and I'm going to come back to you and what you're doing in this time, Nigel. But I celebrated 18 years in business on March the 1st. And I received a wonderful card from Haley and the children, and some lovely messages on Facebook, which is always lovely. But I received this big card from a friend of ours, a client, an agent. But what he'd done is, this is from a guy called Michael Arnott. He took photographs of all the events and all of the things that we've done over the years, and he compiled it into this. Now, there are other card online manufacturers available.
There are animals. See, all these animals, they're all about the animals, you see.
But I'm talking £3-4.
Yeah.
Personalised message in here. He's based in Australia. £3-4. All I'm going to say now is, as an idea to create a greater experience, how many people on this call right now, just get your top 10 clients, get some great personalization. You can go online, you can send them something and say, you know what, I'm here for you. It doesn't cost the earth. It takes a bit of time, but it's all these little things that we can do. So when we come out, we're proud of what we did in the time that we had. What are you doing, Risner? What are you doing?
Well, it's interesting because obviously chocolate is a big theme in my life. So obviously Cadbury's do something really clever, and it just says thank you. So we've sent lots of chocolate bars to our clients, and on the back of it, it says to and from. We bought Cadbury's Heroes, so we could say to some of our suppliers, our post people, you know, this year I've had horrific anemia, I had blood transfusions, I had iron transfusions, etc. So to thank people, we bought Heroes, obviously chocolates. And I received yesterday from, ironically, I think he's still listening, from Stephen Paul, I received a cut glass, I can't even remember the word now, glass, that said Chief Zookeeper. I don't know how much it cost, but it made me feel special. Yeah. And when I change accountants, which will probably be the middle of this year, because I've had the London accountants for 25 years, but it's the time to move, I'll be going to Stephen because he's made me feel special. I know he didn't do it for that reason. No. But now, Stephen, I've told you I'm coming to your accountancy firm. You should donate some money, by the way. Okay.
Where's that? So we've got £881 so far.
I'm really gutted. We should have had 1,000 by now. People start thinking about how do we support this charity.
How do we get more money? What have we got to say to get more money? Or do we just shut up?
Well, maybe that's the answer. If we don't talk for 10 minutes, like a sponsored whatever.
Come on, let's have a 10 quid shout out. Go on, just put 10 quid on there. Oh, I'm going to give you. You don't have to. I want just a shout out. Alfie Joy, our good friend at Radio Newcastle. What an absolute! You might remember Alfie Joy. He was on Britain's Got Talent a few years ago. He got quite far as well. Great impressionist, great MC, great conference MC. But we've connected for some time, and really positive. So on the Radio Newcastle. So I can't listen to all the negative stuff. I can't. It drives me bonkers. But really, really positive stories, local stories, and all the rest of it. But yesterday we had a good 5 minutes on sort of, I was going to call it drive time.
Yeah, wishful thinking.
Downtime. But he's been a real champion of positivity, which has been wonderful, you know. So, Stephen has just donated £100. That's lovely. Thank you very much. Do we have anybody else? We'll do shout outs. We'll come on. What we got?
What's interesting? Did I share the story about the ambulance drivers on this podcast, or was it yesterday's?
It was the 7 you've done today.
But no, it was interesting.
Go for it.
You spoke about driving. I have a great little dog. He's a Labradoodle. He's a bit nuts. But I walk the dog 3-4 times a day. He's beginning to say, please, no more walks. Because every time I need it, I have a short attention span. So every 20 minutes, I'm getting up to walk. But the ambulance drivers are doing something very clever. Every time they drive past anyone walking with a dog, even if it's an emergency, they turn their alarms off. That's just a small touch to help people walking with their dogs because it frightens dogs. If they weren't heroes already, they're now superheroes. They didn't have to do it. It was an initiative they came up with. It didn't come from head office. So again, hiring nice people are the real, what's the word I'm looking for? Are the real heroes. So if you've got a perfect partnership and you've got a perfect idea and you create a perfect experience, one of these you've got to do is create perfect focus.
Yeah.
So I'm often saying to people all the time, how do we create a perfect focus so that you're targeting the right things? So I'm just going to go off-piste a little bit if I can, because if you understand where you're heading, there's a good chance you'll reach your goal. The problem is people are so goal-orientated. We have a friend, good friend of ours, David Heiner, who talked about rhino goals. We're back to animals again, and have something called BHAGs. Do you know what a BHAG is, Geoff?
Certainly do. Yes.
Okay. So a big, hairy, audacious goal. Well done, Paul. Paul Blake. We did a call with them this morning. So he's just donated. Thank you so much indeed.
Thank you, Paul.
If you've got goals, and one of the problems when you reach a goal is 2 words always come up. Any idea what those 2 words are? Come on, Geoff.
I was reading the message.
You weren't in the room, were you? You weren't in the room. That about sums up not being focused.
I was reading the cash. Paul Blake has donated. Geoff, Nigel, you have helped me. I've got your books. I'm being lucky to meet you. It's wonderful. Brilliant. So, what was that? Sorry?
Geoff, WTF, what does that stand for?
Oh.
Be careful.
Ooh.
What does it stand for? WTF.
Where's the focus?
Very good. Where's the focus? And here's the point, that if you've got goals and you reach your goals, 2 words always come up. What's next? And what you've got to start creating is a bigger thing than just goals. And goals are great, by the way, but what you've got to do is have what I call a mission statement that is so huge you can never get there, but moment by moment you're working towards it. So you know the problem, Geoff. You've written 3 great books, and then the minute you finish your book, you think, well, I better have another one. And what's next? People have run the London Marathon, and I'm really sorry for Grace House that I know they had some runners that were going to be donating. But my wife has done a marathon. I mean, hard to believe, but she's done a marathon. And the minute she finished the marathon, you either go, I'm never doing that again, or what's next? So if you create what's called a mission statement, which is a goal that you can never achieve, but moment by moment you're working towards it, there's a good chance of success.
Yeah.
So my mission statement in life is to inspire and empower people in their organizations to live their life to the fullest. So when, Geoff, you asked me, would I be a part of this show? The very first thing I had to say is it in alignment with my mission statement? And it is. If it had been a comedy night, you might have asked our friend Jeremy or one of those people, because that's what they do. I don't really do funny. I can be funny, but I don't do funny. Geoff, you're just not funny. But I mean, that's just what it is. But we got funny stories, but we're not stand-up comedians.
No.
So the question is, you need to have a mission statement that's so huge you can never get there, but moment by moment you're working towards it. Do you know what Ritz-Carlton's mission statement is? Biggest hotel group in the world.
I know it.
Okay, anyone very quickly on our live comments?
I'll
send you a book, the first person who gets the answer right. And I'll donate the money that you would have paid for the book to Grace House. So you're going to get a book free of charge. I will pay what you would have paid. Hold on. So Dermot's just said, I've run 3 marathons. What's next? A month on the sofa each time. Well, that's the point. Anyone know Ritz-Carlton, #1 hotel group in the world? They don't have a loyalty card. They have a great mission statement. Any idea what it is? Come on, people. This is even worse, that some of the people on here have heard me speak and you can't remember. How shite is that?
Chris, watching this. Thanks for that.
Yeah, my pleasure. There'll be kids at Grace's house watching this.
Elliot's going to come in now and go.
Hold on.
Can you remember the first time you met? Can you remember the first time you met Elliot?
We pledge to provide the finest personal service facilities for our guests. You see, I'd like to say that's what it is, but you've done it the wrong way around because you've thought it's all about the guests. And this is really why it's so important to understand about Grace House, why we're trying to raise money, is because of the staff and the facilities they offer and for the kids. Yeah. So I'm going to share what it is because I can't wait. We are, ladies and gentlemen, serving ladies and gentlemen. We need to understand that if you want to create a massive group of businesses, whether it's estate agents, whether it's hotels, whether it's industrial cleaning, whatever it is, your people have got to come first. If you have great people working for you, you can deliver phenomenal service. If you've got, we've got to be polite here, if you haven't got great people working with you, you're not going to deliver great service. No. So think about your teams right now. How nice are they? Do they understand your mission statement? And are we really going to inspire them to deliver phenomenal service? Do you remember Hard Rock Cafe?
Oh, yes. Yeah, yeah.
Any idea what their mission statement is? It's only 4 words.
Don't.
Okay, so you remember Planet Hollywood?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so Planet Hollywood's big thing was it had all these great memorabilia, but it went into liquidation. It went into Chapter 11. It went bankrupt about 4 or 5 times because its mission statement wasn't on point. And Hard Rock Cafe has continued year after year. So their mission statement is 4 words: love all, serve all.
Brilliant.
Love your people, serve your people. But it doesn't mean love just your customers. It's love us. And so why are we doing this for Grace House? Because we love trying to support people. And we want to make sure the staff get well treated so they can look after the kids that desperately need these breaks.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So here's the question for you. What's your mission statement? And is it a compelling mission statement that drives you every single day? Goals are great, but the same 2 words always come up. What's next? What's next? What's next? So think about it and create a 2-minute challenge with your team.
Yeah. What
mission statement could we create that moment by moment we're working towards?
Within the perfect day, we have the perfect partnership. We have the perfect idea with a 2-minute challenge. Well, hopefully we'll have the perfect mission statement. We will have the perfect team, the perfect focus, all gathered and surrounded by the perfect experience. So we have a lot of these areas all within the perfect day.
Oh, look at Sarah Glasses. To develop companies leaders for today and tomorrow, better leadership, better lives. And I hope your son is healthy because we didn't think you were going to be here. See, I read your messages. We're really pleased just to see you here, Sarah.
And Nigel also sent me that message to me, so we knew about this because it's good to know. It's good. It's great. It's great. He's getting that chocolate as well. I'm feeling a bit poorly now, Nigel.
I'd like to say you're a hero, but what you're going to get is the Bourneville chocolate that nobody likes.
I like dark. It's fine. It's good.
He's good. Thanks on the mend. We like to hear that. The chocolate share has been posted.
He need the chocolate. He doesn't need the chocolate now. So within the perfect day, we've got the partnership, we've got the idea, we've got the focus, we've got the team, we've got the experience. We're going to go to questions in about 10 minutes time. But before we do, I thought we'd have a little ready money round. We've got 10 more minutes to break the 1,000, to really push this up. We've got 10 more minutes to do it. What Nigel and I have agreed to do right now for the 10 minutes, he doesn't know this because I'm going to tell him now, is a real blast of ideas. And some of the things we've seen over the last week or two, businesses, small businesses, big businesses, tiny little things that have made them stand out in the marketplace right now. So, 10 minutes, Nigel. I'll give you the first one. Now this is going to affect you more than it does me, and it'll possibly affect a lot of people now on this video. Your hair, right? We can't get our hair cut. If you've got clippers, that's good. That's fine. One of my clients, Peter Mark, who are the largest hair salon brand in Ireland, and I was there just at the turn of the year. they every day, one of their people in the salons, they're one of their stylists, one of their managers, they're going online, they're recording a video, they're massive on Instagram, and they're creating a video on how you can look after your hair, how you can treat your hair, how you can style your hair yourself. This is real DIY. So these are specialists giving that minute's worth of ideas to keep you looking good and feeling good. So that's the first one I want to do. Peter, Mark, I want to give them a shout out. Nigel, you had a friend locally who did something marvelous with food.
Okay, I want to just ignore that for a second. I just want to go back to the hair story, because do you remember Stephen Paul yesterday?
Yes, yeah.
Stephen has a great accountancy firm, and he does some great stuff for his clients. And he did something amazing. I got to shout out. So for all of his furloughed staff and for some of his clients, he's not been charging money to support that, because he knows those type of companies going to furlough have got financial difficulties. But he had a great story yesterday. He was sharing with us that his wife had bought him some clippers and was trying to clip his hair. And he rang up his hairdresser, and his hairdresser on Facebook Live started to share with him how to clip his hair. Now, I just thought that was a really cool story, because you've got people like that. He didn't have to do that, but it made an enormous difference. A friend of our family.
Do back to back, are you? I thought we'd do, perfect.
Oh, sorry, not perfect partnership there, but you asked me that's about what someone set up.
There's a store in Sunderland called Beau Chic. So the retail store obviously gets closed, but how do you get clothes? How can you get the clothes? What they're doing, and Haley is a customer of theirs. They do some
a very big customer.
Very, very clever what they're doing. So they are having a rail. They're putting together a rail in their house, and they're basically Trinny and Susanna. So they're taking some of the items off the rail, matching them, putting together a bit of a set. This is what we've got in this size. If you like it, let us know, place the order, and they're posting out. The garments, but they're putting on the experience first by saying, this is what you can have. Don't have it with the blue. It's better with the green. I was like, how good's that? 2:00 every day, Beau Chic in Sunderland, keeping their customers engaged, but also keeping their business running. Back to you, Nigel.
So a friend of our family, she's set up a really clever group on Facebook called Groceries Delivered to Your Door. Yeah. So people not being able to get out or not wanting to go to supermarkets. And within 3.5 weeks, she's got 5,600 members to support local businesses to get their goods delivered to people's homes. So butchers, bakers, literally candlestick makers that were doing corporate stuff to hotels and everything else. They've got fresh meat, they've got flowers, vegetables, whatever. And every day more people are joining and more suppliers are going on this site. So if you want deliveries, but this girl just had an idea because she probably couldn't be asked to go shopping herself. I thought there must be some people delivering food. See, it's not that complicated to come up with an idea. What is complicated is developing it and following through. Most people have got great ideas and we do this aha moments. But what I'm saying is, are you following through with those moments?
Yeah.
We used to do a process. Okay, we're going to do it, Geoff. Okay, you're going to get embarrassed here. Okay, I want to teach you a mantra that I learned from an Indian guru when I was going through India. Okay,
go for it.
This is what he taught me. I want you to do it with me. Okay, you ready? I want you to put your fingers like this. Okay, do this with me, Geoff. And I want you to repeat after me. This is a great mantra.
Get everybody to do this.
Yeah, everyone do this. Okay. Ian, I want you doing this as well, okay? Come online, Ian. You should be somewhere. Let's see what you're doing.
Ta-da!
Okay, I want you to repeat after me. It's really important. Oh, what the heck?
Oh, what the heck?
Oh, what the heck? Go for it anyway.
Oh, for the what? Yeah, anyway. Yeah.
What the heck? Go for it anyway. Go on. Oh, what the heck?
Oh,
Go
what the
heck? Anyway. Yeah. I can't believe you just did it. But if you did that mantra every single time you did, I can't believe you did it.
I can't believe you paid for this.
But seriously, what happens is we've got an idea, we want to do something, and we get a little voice in our head that says, I can't do that, it'll be stupid. No one will sign up. No one will do it. No one's going to do this type of thing. You know what? You've got to have a leap of faith. We use a phrase in Yiddish, which is called chutzpah. You've got to have a bit of nerve, a bit of cheek to do some things a bit risky. So we've done some webinars, we've done some Zoom calls. You know, we're doing this for Grace House, but that's because they reached out and used that word a little bit cheeky. And we could have said, no, we don't have the time. We've got lots of, you're writing a book. I'm trying to create a new program online, how to be an effective zookeeper online. I could have said, no, I've got the time, but they asked. So here's a question for everyone. If you could ask a question to us, or you could ask a question to your clients, I promise you now, there's a good chance they'll say yes, but they'll definitely say no if you don't ask. So what have you put off doing that you could have just done? And why are you scared to do the one thing or ask the one question? So Geoff, I'll put it to you. Is there some support you'd like from me? And I did something this morning, if you remember, to support you for this weekend. But is there something I could do to support you, your business, your family? And just ask.
Always.
Okay, what is it? That wasn't a rhetorical question.
I want some chocolate.
You want some chocolate? Okay. So
Stephen sent me nothing, by the way.
Well, he wouldn't do. He's an accountant. Okay. So 3 bars have been sent to you together with our special bread that got sent to you this morning in the post.
Yeah.
Because I know that will make you smile and the kids are going to enjoy the chocolate. Ian, is there something we can do to support you? You need to unmute yourself, Ian. First time ever.
He's actually talking.
You know, you could do something really special for me, Nigel. You could put that monkey mask on.
Okay, so you've asked, and I will deliver for you. Here we go. So because you asked, there you go.
Beautiful. That's you know it is. I'm gonna have to donate now, aren't I?
Yeah, you've got. Have we hit the £1,000 mark yet?
We're very close. I'll donate if Geoff takes his mask off.
Can I? You know, it's you. You're the one. You started this. You make me feel like great at the beginning.
You make me feel like dancing. Oh, in terms of dancing, here he is. Hi, Elliot.
Hi.
Hi.
Is that your Easter egg from Stephen Paul?
No. What? No. Elliot.
Check with the boss, mate. It's been delivered. So, Ian, I put the mask on. Did you donate money?
Oh, hang on. Let me just check. I believe we have hit the £1,000. Yes.
Yay!
Well done. Thank you so much. And English once again. Simon Britton, Jake White. Well done. Excellent stuff. You took us over the £1,000 mark.
Has been superb. Simon, he was the gentleman who reached out to me. He's been absolutely superb. Nigel's the T-shirt never arrived for me. Sadly, it's stuck somewhere in China.
Hey, did you get the pants though? Did you get the trousers?
Nigel's kept the sponsors going all this time, which is wonderful. And but that's another thing. Simon said, "Would you mind wearing a T-shirt?" And we just said, "No, it'd be great. Anything we can do." You know, and it might be a bit silly, it might be a bit daft, but as Nigel said, just do it.
Did you get the trousers though?
I'm not revealing.
Why? Come on. I'll give you a tenner if you show me your legs.
Alfie's coming to say hello. Hold on. Hello.
Oh,
that's how I roll.
That's a little boy.
Some people looking now, you are in a children's charity dressed like that.
No, I'm not.
Yes.
Here's the question. Does anybody have any questions for us? I think it should be £10 a question, by the way.
Come on, cash for questions.
Sounds like a Parliament scandal here,
If you want, it's double. All right, 10 quid a question, 10 quid if you want the answer.
Right, so you can ask the question and then you can donate afterwards. That's fine. We won't hustle you.
I think £1,000 is awesome, and that I had a Zoom call with Laura from Grace House a couple of days ago, and I said, what would be the greatest thing? She says, if we can get £1,000, it'd be amazing. So absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
Sorry, someone just said, I have to say Ian's legs, hold on, Ian's legs are better than Alfie's. So you've got much competition with you there, Ian.
I have seen Alfie with his his shirt off, and he's in good nick, actually. Because he stopped eating chocolate.
I can see a question from Des O'Neill. I'll just shut you up. It's Des O'Neill. The single most important thing accountants should be doing right now. Nigel, do you want to do that first? And I'll go second.
Okay, the first thing you got to do is reach out and just check in with them to see what their face is. That's where Zoom is really good. Sometimes you just got to check in with them, and they should be checking in with their clients. How are they doing between 1 and 10? Because they've never had this experience before. They've never had a moment where they're not seeing their customers in the same way. And the accounts part is not the biggest issue. What they've got to do is check in at a human level. The phrase is, we're human beings, not human doings. I mean, you've got to check in with this humanness to make sure they understand that the accountant cares about their client, and it's not just about the returns. It's not just about the tax at the end of the year. I know that's all important. And I've said this to you before. The best thing you can do for the poor is not be one of them. But right now, accountants are really front line for their front line for their clients. And they just got to check in with them. So please check in with your clients much more than you ever do. And I appreciate that you're much more elephant orientated. So I've got a new mask for you here, Ian. You know, so most accountants are left-brained. They're used to a process. You've got to become much more of a dolphin and think, I need to reach out to them in the right way. So that's my answer to, I've forgotten already.
Des.
To Des.
Yes.
That's what I suggest you do. Reach out, reach out, reach out, reach out.
Can I add one last thing onto that? Because it's something that we've done for 5-6 weeks now, Nigel. Yes, reach out and then offer.
Yeah.
Reach out, then offer to do something. Can I share your stuff? Can I, on our website, on our LinkedIn page, can I promote your business? Because you can say, I've worked with Nigel Risner and JeoffRamm.com. Phenomenal speakers. This is what they did. This is their man. Here's their links to their website. It's the greatest people I've ever known. Delighted to have them as clients. Check them out. Check out their YouTube channels. Brilliant. Nigel and I would see this. Your clients would see what you're doing for them, which actually takes you 5 minutes. Cost nothing, means the world. So the support of business, reach out, but offer them something. What can we do for you? And don't just wait for the answer. Say, I tell you what, we're going to write a blog. We want to write a blog of our top 10, top 20 clients, of which you're one. You just scraped in. You're one of them. We want to write a blog of how successful you are, how great you are. Look, it's not going to guarantee business. But what you've got is you can become an extra marketing arm to their business. Costs the client nothing, but it means the world. You are backing them, supporting them. You are creating waves in which they'll remember in months and years to come. That was the business. That was the accountant. That didn't just solve the numbers in February, March. They marketed us. They promoted us. There's so many things you can be doing, and it's not just the numbers.
So Des just asked the second part of that question, that how do we balance the giving and supporting with fee generation? There's no problem charging people fees, but you've just got to ask people how they're doing first before you're trying to sell some extra services. So I think you can do both. We're doing it with our clients. One of the things we've done is we've worked with a number of our clients and we've asked them roughly what percentage is your business down, and we've reduced our fees to match their turnover. Now, we can't do it with every single client, but we're doing it with a lot more because we just know they can't afford some of these we're doing. For today, we've earned a fortune because what we've done is we've given our time. We haven't even offered, we didn't even say about fees. It's never even about it. What we have said, though, is we'll give you 2 hours of our time. That's worth £4,000 or £5,000 to normal people who are paying for our fees. So we want to do this. We want to promote ourselves, but we want to give back to the community. So Des, please advise your clients, do some work for them, but make sure the humanness is coming out.
I've received Des's donation anyway, so thanks so much for that, Des.
Thank you, Des.
There's one from Sarah.
Well, again, one of the biggest issues for young teenagers, and my wife is a child and adolescent psychotherapist, and their biggest issue right now is social isolation. They need to reach out to people. They are social butterflies. They need to connect. So what we've got to do is to really listen to the younger people right now, to the younger people. And one of the phrases I use in the commercial sense is, when was the last time you gave your staff a good listening to? We've got to be listening much more to the younger generation we've ever done before, because this for them is just, they're not going to school. They're not meeting their pals. They're not going out to the parks. They're not going to the pubs. It's very hard work for them, because it was all fun for the first week. And some of the 15 and 16-year-olds and 18-year-olds who aren't doing exams, it was fine for a moment. I love what John Thompson just said. Offer them some tea. Translate, empathize, and articulate. Great little phrase there. We've got to make sure we're supporting them and empathizing with them, but listening to them. So when was the last time you gave your kids, when was the last time you gave your staff a good listening to?
Just on that, Sarah, and I don't know how young, when you're saying sort of young people, I don't know how young they are. But just two examples, and there's only two examples I can give of Grace and Elliot, who you've seen already. But doing the homeschooling, doing the work, we're doing the work. Haley's doing all the work. If I'm homeschooling Grace and Elliot, they'll go back 3 years. Do you know what I mean? That it's not going to work. But doing an amazing job for the up to lunchtime, and they're cracking on with the work, the fractions, the times tables, the reading, the writing. So they're doing all of that. But Haley is uploading and sending the teachers Elliot's work. So it could be videos of what they've done in the garden. It could be photographs of what they've coloured in, or they're uploading. But the teachers are coming back personally and saying, Elliot, that is brilliant. I love it. I can't wait to see. Oh, I love the colour that you've done there. So they've really looked. But they're also uploading it to the web. So Elliot now sees his work. And everybody can see his work. Have you any smile on his face? Now that's 7, 8, 9, and I don't know, Sarah, how young. Let's go a bit older. So Grace, she's 13, soon to be 14. TikTok. That's all I've heard. This is all I've heard for the past. What's this? What's he saying?
No question. Just an extra donation made for the discreet hand gesture, Geoff. I guess that might be 2 fingers up at me at some point.
Could have been one, but it was
definitely to share. It obviously wasn't too discreet there at all, was it?
Okay, just back to Sarah. TikTok. But what Grace had done, her team. So she's a brilliant netball player. So she plays for the South Tyneside Raiders. But all of the team just got together and said, let's create a TikTok. So they get the ball, they throw the ball, somebody catches the ball, and then they throw the ball, and it's about sort of 20 seconds long. But all of the team were engaged. And again, when they did this, it's really uplifting.
Okay, Geoff, you need to stand up.
No,
you need to stand up, Geoff.
It would be the most uncelebrity service thing on it.
Oh, there's a donation coming here. Geoff, you got to do it.
Yeah. Dean Ellis is just whoa! We're at £1,072. Let's see how much we can get if Geoff.
I'm happy to stand up because I'm dressed for the job. You see, Geoff. I'm not just a top half person. I'm in integrity here. Come on, Geoff. Do it for charity. Do it for charity, Geoff.
Get off without killing yourself. Dear
Do
me.
it for charity, Geoff. Stand up.
Right, come on. What's the next question?
He's trying to pull his trousers on as we speak, isn't he? Go on, let's have another question for Geoff.
Des, has he got nothing to do?
He's in the garden with a cocktail, man.
Des, go and have a beer. Chill out, man.
So let me leave you with something before we do some more questions. Someone asked me, what's the best way for us to handle this situation. Geoff and I, we love an acronym. I said, you've got to get real with your clients. You've got to get real. So what does it mean? You've got to retain your clients. And what you've got to do is be real with your clients.
Right. Okay. Enough. Keep talking. I'll be 2 minutes.
Okay. You've got to be enthusiastic. You've got to take action, and you've got to lead your team. And remember, we lead people and we manage things. So be real, retain your clients, be enthusiastic, take action, and lead your team to success. And if you do those 4 things, there is a good chance you will have a successful 3-4 months, even in these terms. In these times. There you go, Ian. My mind's beginning to go. Normally, I only speak for 42 minutes without a break.
Well, you've had 2 hours. Yeah, no, we've had a good 2 hours of you. So thanks so much, Nigel.
But the longest I've ever done without a break here. So, Ian, what's one thing you've learned from us in the time we've been speaking?
Well, Geoff wears suit trousers in the house, which is just a bit weird for a start. I suppose for me it is what you said about giving people a good listening to. I think that's really important, especially from what you hear from leaders. Is on a Monday morning might have a bit of a huddle and we'll talk. On a Friday we'll have a bit of a wrap up. But really, those should be listening exercises rather than telling you what to do. It's really about gathering intel as well from your staff, especially at the end of the week.
So do you know the word listen has the same letters as the word silent? You're trying to work that out, Ian, aren't you? I can see your mind working here.
Yeah, I am, yes.
Let me do something else. Okay, yeah. Do it for me. Do this for me, Ian.
Okay.
Make a circle like this. Oops, that's right.
A circle?
Like that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I got one.
Chin.
Oh, I'm going to swap hands.
Yeah, okay. Put it your chin. Yeah, by the way, that's your chin, by the way. And that's the issue.
You got me.
I said it slowly, even so you'd understand my bad English, that if you model from the right people and you model the right stuff, you lead and you become a success. If you just watch what bad people are doing and you just listen to negative stuff, you'll just become more negative. So from today, we still want people to donate money. And if it's being recorded, it's going to turn up somewhere. We want people to pay for this. But you've got to model the right people. Don't model badly. Don't listen to bad stuff. Okay?
Yeah, good. So Phil Ingalls just give us a donation. So we're up to £183 now.
Cool.
So, Geoff, did you have something to share when you came in there? I didn't catch you whether you were wearing anything or not.
I've got pants. I've got shorts on. Do you want to see?
Yes, of course. We want to see. We've paid good money for this.
Oh, just shorts, man. Just shorts.
I mean, you got to lift your leg up.
We've got to show the legs. Come on.
Come on. We still can't see. Oh,
a knee. A knee. That's worth £2. £2 a knee.
Right. Are we? Actually, is everybody gone? Are we going?
Well, there's lots of viewers went off when you came in with your legs out. To be honest,
we had 170 people. Then you left the room to show us your legs. We've gone down to 4.
Tony, Sarah, Paul, and Phil.
And at the end of an event, never been abused so much. Thank you.
Yeah. So what we've got another 10 minutes of you guys before we're going to let you go.
Well, here's my big take on all of this. There's a phrase that says, when all is said and done, much more is said than done. So there's a lot's been shared over the last hour and a half. The question is, what are you going to do about it? And I'll offer something to the people on here, that if you send an idea to either Geoff or I, and you send a donation to Grace House, I will send you a book. Geoff doesn't know I'm going to say this. Geoff will send you a book. But you've got to come up with an idea and let us know what it is. And you've got to send a small donation to Grace House, and we'll send you a couple of our books. We'll make it even better. We won't sign them, then you can probably sell them on if we sign them in your lumber. But, Ian, have you got a book? Have you done anything in your life? Have you got anything, written anything ever?
No.
So Ian won't. because he's got sweet FA. But
Actually, I might send you some of these infamous Industry Angel socks that have caused quite the stir over this last year. So you can. I've got about 10 pairs left of these. So if you want some, you better get donating. I'll send you them. I'll send you out them.
Just so you know, I'm wearing my monkey socks because you've always got to be a monkey. Got to be in integrity.
Right. Okay. So Geoff and I have both got our legs out. Nigel, put your money where your mouth is, brother. Let's have a look.
Sorry.
Let's see your monkey kegs. Let's see your monkey kegs.
Hold on.
Oh my word! Donations for Nigel to keep his trousers on.
I can't believe the level we've got to on this. Okay.
And it's really gone up. There you go. See, the socks are fabulous.
Thank you, Sarah. On the donation, I'll think of the ideas. Good. Anything else before our time is up? We must have about 2 minutes left.
Let me just have a quick look on what we've got in terms of donations. We are up to £1,094. Well done. Thank you so much. Des O'Neill again. Phil Ingle. Well done. Brilliant. 1094.
Do you know what? This is
let's see your monkey legs. Oh, kegs.
You know what? This is just
legs, man.
Ian, you, Nigel, myself, with Laura, with the guys, our wonderful sponsors. This is what it's all about.
Is Laura still here? Is she still with us?
Sorry?
Should we bring Laura in?
Where's Laura?
Come on, Laura. There you are. Let's do it.
Unmute yourself, darling.
It does help, doesn't it?
We got over.
That was me.
1,000.
It's amazing. Thank you all so much. I've just literally been sitting in the green room laughing for the whole day. You've been
have we inspired you?
Absolutely.
Have we empowered you?
Yes. Yeah.
Have we raised some money?
Yes. Oh, phenomenal amount of money.
Was that our job?
Absolutely.
Most important, Geoff and I had fun doing it. And if you can have fun helping another organisation, and I want to drop the word help, if you can support other people and you can have fun doing it, life's pretty cool.
Absolutely. So again, I just want to say another huge thank you to Nigel, Geoff, Ian for controlling the rabble, and obviously Simon Britton and Dermot Hamlin from Quantify and Profit Pro. You've all been amazing, but also thank you to everybody who has commented, who has donated. It's just incredible. I'm really proud to say I do have a pair of those socks as well. I am an Industry Angel sock owner.
Well, if someone drops me a donation, I'll send them out to them.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's been brilliant. I have absolutely loved today.
Oh, I'm just checking some last few messages there. Thanks from Michaela.
Oh, I love that. A shiny, happy weekend. Yes, we will all have a shiny, happy weekend.
Yes, good stuff. And of course, yes, you're dead right, Jake. Stay safe. Stay inside.
Yes.
Tough times, but things like this are really keeping our morale up and giving us something different. So well done to everyone. Thanks, Zoe. Thanks for being there. So we've had so much engagement across this last couple of hours. Really enjoyed it.
And we can support Grace House. I know Ian will be the same. We just need to be told what you want us to do. We'll do the best we can. If you want to auction some of our books off, we're happy to do that. Geoff will even sign his. They're more valuable that way. But mine aren't, But one of the mine's just really like toilet paper, but it's good fun.
Toilet paper's in demand.
Hold on.
Oh, here we go.
Here we go.
It's just worrying when someone says, hold on.
We had toilet paper printed with our animals on. If you were having I don't want to be rude. If you were not having a great week, we could sort you out. So we got 4 lots of toilet paper left. If anyone wants to donate some money, I'll send you a roll of toilet paper with the animals on.
Well, listen, Geoff, you've got an opportunity now to get your own back, so we can kick somebody out. So who will be the first person to get kicked out of the live stream? Will it be Geoff or will it be Nigel? Who do you want to see go first?
Oh, no, this is not nice.
giving you another chance. Double or quits. Thank you, Andrew. This is horrible. Yeah. Who should we kick first? So, Laura, do you want to say anything before you go? Just want to say your parting shot.
Just to summarize again, I'm absolutely blown away by the generosity of y'all, and it is so inspirational to know that even though everyone's having a tough time, we can all come together and make a difference. And over £1,000, it's going to make such a huge difference to Grace House. So, yeah, I'm a little bit emotional, and I just want to say thank you so much.
Okay. Thanks so much, Laura. We'll kick you first, and then we'll see who wins. Okay.
Thank you. Bye.
Just make it a great weekend. And there she goes.
Can we kick Ian first?
Who's got the controls?
Yeah. And then can you imagine if we kick Ian out, the two of us will just be talking and we'll forget we're live.
Of course. Yes.
One for Geoff. One for Geoff. One for Geoff.
I've never liked Des. I've never liked him. Funny.
He did donate.
I know.
So, well, Nigel, I think it looks like it's
Ian
first.
Ian, just
Yes,
from Nigel, just thank you very much for giving up your time as well. We had run-throughs yesterday, so just want to say thank you, mate. It is appreciated.
No worries, I really enjoyed it. Thank you
you
so much for doing what you've done. Really appreciate it. And as people have said, a great end to Friday afternoon. And you're going to crack out the cider in about 4 minutes' time, I hear.
You're not wrong. And yeah, no, but seriously, everybody, thank you for sharing, because LinkedIn and Facebook and Twitter has gone crazy over the last week. So thank you for everybody who shared, who commented, who liked, because that was lovely. That was fantastic. It was for a brilliant cause. We can give up our time. We can share some stories. And if people can get something from that to help their business, everybody in this weird and wonderful time, everybody wins. So we're here now, as Nigel said, we're here to support. So just pick up the phone, send us an email, and yeah, just thanks once again. It's brilliant for the charity. Thank you.
Well, listen, Aunt English has a fantastic idea. All we need between us three is a coin. Who has a coin?
I've got a coin.
I thought you would have a coin.
Here we go. I've got a coin.
Right, here we go. Hang on then. Do you want to
Geoff,
call it?
Tails.
Tails never fails.
And tails it is.
Goodbye.
So that means Nigel goes there.
No.
I want to go. I want cider.
But seriously, on behalf of Geoff and I, we're delighted to have supported Grace House. Ian, thank you for your support. We're here for you. We've got books. We've got online stuff if you're interested. But seriously, help Grace House. Great charity.
No worries. Okay. Well, thanks so much, Nigel. Appreciate your time. I'm going to kick you out first, my friend. Make it a great weekend. And there he goes. That's it. As if by magic. Job done.
There we
Right.
go.
I'm going to let you go and get your cider.
Thank you.
Are you in the garden? Are you going to drink in the garden?
Yeah, it's honest. The crazy thing is, it's been the best day, hasn't it? And Nigel and I, this is our third and final event of the day. It's been great. It's been wonderful to share some stuff. But yeah, ready to hit the sun for the next hour. Gonna have some lovely chilly homemade wraps, and the wine is chilled. The cider's on ice. The kids are really ready for the hug. I think they've been listening to this, so I'll have to explain to them what some of the words.
I'm sure they're fine. They can explain it to you.
Nigel was talking about. So it's been
Right.
really, but do you know what it is? Of all the things, this is the thing we'll look back on. I hope this next couple of hours, this last couple of hours we had.
But your knees.
Oh, yeah. Right, let's go. This is only me and you left. Let's just go. Bye.
Right, okay. I'm going to remove you first then.
Take care.
There it is. All done. Thanks so much for joining us. Over £1,000. Should we get a final run in total? I'll just refresh it. I've got this little screen here and I've been refreshing as we've been watching. I really appreciate your time. We've just broke it again, £1,105. Thank you so much, Simon Meredith. I would love a signed book from both of you. Okay, Simon, let's see what we can do about that. So there you go, bang on time, 4 o'clock. Thanks so much for all your support. Thanks so much for raising funds for Grace House, and also supporting us on social media as well. The majority being through Facebook and YouTube. Grace House has a Facebook page. Make sure you like it. Keep supporting. Keep looking out for some of the events. Laura made me do the Coast to Coast last year. And there'll be various other events and races across the year to raise money. And just like any of your chosen charities right now during this pandemic, they'll need your support. Keep doing what you do. Stay safe. Thanks for watching. Much love.